Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. So today I want to ask you a question and I want to talk about stress like we did yesterday, but this is really in regards to healing yourself, okay? So we know a lot about your nervous system, your central nervous system, right? And we know that it controls your level of function, and it also controls whether you're able to heal or not. So the one question that we forget to ask when we're healing, when we're doing a healing protocol, is this: is what I'm doing for my health stressful for me? So this is very important when it comes to diets, protocols, working with specific doctors, taking supplements, whatever it is that you're doing. We have to ask ourselves, we have to break this question down. It's a very important question, and I did not really care about the answer for way too long, and I want to caution you against it. It is a very important healing question. Is what you're doing with your healing and your healing protocol causing you stress? Whether it's the most perfect diet in the world, whether it's most perfect supplements, the latest cutting edge protocols, techniques out there, whatever it is it causing you stress? Because if it's causing you stress in any way, thoughts, mental, like, is this the right thing? Is this the right supplement? Is this hurting me? Did I just eat the wrong food? If this is causing you stress, your healing protocol, then you are at war with yourself and it is working against you. I can promise you, even though you're thinking, how can it work against me? Like, it's supposed to be so great. But if it is not healing you, it's hurting you. Okay, so it's very, very important. I cannot stress this enough. I'll be right back and we'll talk a little deeper about this. Okay, so I'm just out walking. Now, if your healing routine feels like a healing boot camp, like you need to get everything right, like you're driving yourself, you have to do this, you must do this, you're very rigid, you're very, you have a lot of expectations of yourself, your to-do list is long, you feel like you need to do all these things in order, and if you're driving yourself to heal, you cannot heal because the stress that you're putting on yourself, right? And the weight of it, the gravity of it. And if, I must do this to heal, I must do this to heal, I must do this to heal, is like driving you. And also the weight of it is like, and if I don't heal, I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I'll never get it, I'll be like this forever, right? So the weight is so extremely high, right? It's so extremely high. And sorry, the sun. So the pressure is so high to heal because you will be like this forever. You are a failure, you're a loser, it's all your fault, right? Nobody will like you, everyone will abandon you. This is the kind of stakes that you've set for yourself. And then on the flip side, your healing is like, I've got to juice, I've got to do my enemas, I've got to, get out there to my chiropractic appointment, I've got to go do hyperbarics, I've got to, right? You just on and on and on the list. If you're driving yourself like that, the stress of all of that put together is so great that it will and can keep you from healing. Okay, it's one of the things that kept me from healing for so long. And the reason is because your nervous system wants to feel safe. So the only way we can heal your central nervous system and calm down the hypothalamus and really like the vasovagal response and get yourself out of fight or flight, the only way that we can really calm this down is to feel safe. And when we are saying, I've got to do this, you're almost like you're driving yourself to be the best at healing. It's almost like you're training, for the Olympics, or you're doing something that has a lot of stress and pressure and outcomes attached to it. And so you are in fight or flight. And this is what stress is. And this is why you can't heal. So if you are using any approaches that are making you feel stressed out and are making you feel like the stakes are too high and it's too much, then you're literally having the reverse effect of what you want to be doing with that protocol. You would be better off doing absolutely nothing, sitting on the couch and staying completely 100% calm and toning down and feeling safe than you would doing everything perfectly, the diet perfectly, the protocols, the supplements, seeing everybody going all over God's green earth to heal yourself and spending thousands, whatever you're doing to heal yourself. And you would be better off to literally do nothing because you would feel safe. So I'm not saying do nothing, but I'm saying if the approach that you are using is causing you stress, then you might as well be doing nothing, right? Because you're actually contributing. You're doing more harm than good. And so even if you're using an approach that you feel good about, that you feel connected to, like say you feel connected to a certain diet or you feel connected to a certain protocol, but then you don't feel like if you don't do it perfectly, it won't work, or if you skip a day or miss a time, you're undoing all the work that you've done and you're gonna backslide and the pressure to just continue to get it right and perfect every time, or else you're gonna lose ground, you're gonna backslide, you're gonna flare up, you're going to it'll all have been for nothing. That kind of mentality is the kind of mentality that's hurting you. I speak from experience, I speak from truth. Please hear me when I say this. So that's a simple way to tell if your healing protocol is harming you or helping you. Okay, so you need to just ask that question. Is this harming me or is this helping me? Is this adding stress? Is it making me feel like a failure if I don't do it perfectly? Is it making me feel like I have to do it the right way every day or it won't work? Is it adding to my pile of to-do lists that's keeping me in fight or flight? And if the answer is yes, it's hurting you. Okay, so we have to find a way to either do that protocol in a different way. If you feel it's important, then you can still do it, but you have to find a way to do it in a different way that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel like you're healing, that makes you feel like you're getting it right, that makes you feel like every day contributes to your healing. And if you miss a day, it's no big deal. It's fine. It doesn't undo everything. And that it's okay to get it wrong or not do it perfectly or skip a day, or we really need to find a way to take the pressure off ourselves and still be okay with that protocol. But if that protocol leaves no room for error, like there's a lot of diets. I've done every diet, okay? You can go back I haven't done a food diet. This is a conscious decision for 8 months now, okay? And my channel used to be all about food and diet, so you can go back and see those. I have consciously only been talking about mind-body healing, and I intend to only do that for this year only, because I think it's so important to get right. People skip the mind-body part and go to the other things that they think they can do, the things that they have to do, the things that are going to make this big difference and this big impact. And I understand that. I was trapped there for so long, and I don't want you to underestimate the power of mind-body healing, because it's all mind-body healing. Even the physical stuff that you're doing is all mind-body healing. And that's why if you're doing these protocols with a sense of urgency, with a sense of I have to get this right, with a sense of I'm a failure and I'll never be healed if I don't get this right, that is a mind-body problem when you're doing these physical healing modalities. The mind is telling you, it's actually literally telling your nervous system subconsciously, I'm not safe, I'm not okay, I'm in fight or flight, and it will not settle down in order to heal. So I really want you to be aware of this, and the reason I bring up diet today is because some diets lend no room to error. Like if you're a raw vegan, it lends no room to cooking food or, eating anything other than you know what you can eat on a raw vegan diet. I know, I did that diet for a long time. If you're a carnivore, it leaves no room, zero room. And even within the carnivore diet, oh my God, there's so many little rules like that are ridiculous. Like if you eat chicken, you're failing, and if you're not eating, you know, you can only eat beef and salt and water. Or you know, you have to eat the organ meats, or you're doing it wrong, and on and on and on. Okay, so it's very particular. It's stress inducing. So if you are picking up, you know, and you're in a diet and a nutrition cult, I say, because I was there, I understand it. You're doing it because you want healing. You're not really attached to the diet itself, but you're attached to getting it right. And in order to get it right, you need to follow these rules. And it's almost like a cult-induced rules. Like, oh my gosh, if you're on the AIP paleo diet and you eat a spice or a nut, like you failed the whole diet. But then you go to switch to another diet and, you know, nuts are a staple, or it's just crazy, right? There's so many rules with these diets, and they can often be very healing diets, but the stress that comes along with them can often undo all the healing, because you feel like you're getting it wrong. You feel like you have to do it perfection. You feel this enormous weight, like, why is it working for everyone else and not for me? I have to double down. I have to do it even more right. I have to do it even more pure, even more perfect. And it becomes this cycle, which is keeping you sick. Believe me. Believe it when I say it. It is keeping you sick. It's actually the thing that's could be stopping you from healing, because it is getting your nervous system is continually in fight or flight under this stress. Okay, so even though it could be the most perfect healing diet, that if you did it with the right mentality would totally heal you. But we have to get into that right mentality first. No matter whether you're doing the carnivore diet or the paleo AIP diet or the GAPS diet or a raw vegan diet, whatever you are doing that you have researched and you deem is the perfect right diet that's going to heal you, if you are not doing it with the right mentality, meaning you feel safe, you feel good about your choice, you feel the pressure is okay if you do it wrong, right? If you make a mistake, you can forgive yourself. Like, you're going to get better in spite of this diet, right? You are doing this for your health, for yourself. It's a loving thing to eat these foods. You're doing the most loving thing for your body, right? And when we're afraid, when we're in fear of not getting it right, of not getting it perfect, of not doing it good enough, of why isn't it working, we don't feel safe. We're living in fear. We're causing stress to our nervous system, and we're undoing all the good. I don't care how good it is. We're undoing all that good when we worry. Oh my God, I just ate this. Is that going to destroy me? Is that going to set me back? Do you know that the power of those words have and those thoughts have? So please, no matter what the diet, no matter what the supplement, no matter what the protocol, we have to do it with love for ourselves, with optimism, with healing, kindness, with a gentle, like almost like a gentle embrace. Like we choose to do this. This is good for us. We feel happy when we do this. We feel like we're healing ourselves. We're proud of the choices we're making, right? We don't beat ourselves up if we make a mistake or we miss a day, or we're loving about everything to ourselves. We're kind to ourselves. We are doing this from a good place, from a place of safety. I feel safe when I do this. I feel good when I do this. I know it's helping me. I know I'm going to get better. These are the kinds of thoughts that go along with a good healing protocol. And we also need to express our authenticity with these protocols, right? Say you are a carnivore or a raw vegan. I use those examples because they're extreme versions of diets. And I've done both of them. But say that's what you are right now. So maybe we need to say, gosh, I really think this diet is going to heal me, but I have questions. I'm not sure. I'm worried about it. Maybe that person that I follow is full of shit, right? We don't suppress, is what I'm saying, is when we suppress our questions, our fears, and just blindly follow something, but this little voice inside us says, maybe this isn't right. Maybe this isn't going to heal you. Maybe you should be doing the opposite diet or a different diet. And when you have this voice inside and I'm not picking on diets, anything, right? Anything, when you're taking supplements and you have this little voice inside you and it says, maybe this supplement is harming me. Maybe it's not good for me. Maybe there's fillers in there that are no good for me. Maybe it excites my nervous system. Maybe it just adds toxicity to my fire. When we have these voices going on in the background and we suppress them and we follow and we're like, no, and we bulldoze through this and we're like, I'm going to do this diet. I'm going to take these supplements. This is the protocol, period. That's the kind of suppression and stress that also keeps us sick, because we're in a war with ourselves. We're not acknowledging our truth, our own authenticity, right? Those questions, we're not allowing ourselves to feel confused. Just sit with that for a while. Just feel confused. It's okay, even though you are a staunch raw vegan, it's okay to have confusion, even though this is your identity. It's okay to have some questions and to have maybe pain or regret or some sadness or anger or fear. These underlying subconscious emotions that maybe this isn't the right diet, that maybe I'm doing it wrong, that maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe it's not helping, that I should be trying something else, that I actually want to be doing this, right? We suppress and we push down these voices because these are like, we bulldoze our way through because we want so badly to be healed, and we saw someone else do it. We believe them. We want to trust them. We put our faith in them, and we don't want our identity and our world to shatter. So we follow, yet these little voices nag at us and we push them down, and that is also stress inducing. It's keeping you in fight or flight. So even if you want to continue to do that diet, we just have to become aware of those inner questions and allow them to come to the surface. Allow yourself to meditate on them. Acknowledge them. Acknowledge the fears. Acknowledge the resistance. Acknowledge the questions, the uncertainties, right? The sadness, the anger, the fear that comes along with doing some of these protocols and believing in them so heavily and having them not work, right? Allow yourself to feel the incongruency of that. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, right? The confusion, the depression, the abandonment of it all, the failure. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, because if we don't feel those feelings, that is also keeping you sick. You must acknowledge the feelings. Even if you want to and you decide rationally, I'm going to stay on this protocol, I can feel good about it, you need to acknowledge all those questions coming up and sit with those feelings that are being pushed down. Those feelings, buried feelings, those subconscious feelings are keeping you sick as well. They are also keeping you sick. It's adding to your stress. It's hurting you. It's causing more harm than good. We have to really acknowledge the mind-body connection with all this physical healing and the amount of the stress, not being authentic, not listening to our own thoughts and feelings, driving ourselves, having huge expectations, adding the stress to our life has on our healing journey and our bodies, right? It's incredibly taxing. And I know from personal experience, so please hear this. So we must be kind and gentle with ourselves. We must. And the reason I'm doing this video today is because yesterday I did a video about stress, which if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And today I intended to do a video about toxicity. But part of the reason inside me, I felt I needed to get this out before I talk about all the physical ways to heal the toxic body, which are super, super important, because I don't care how much you do to make your body not toxic, and we will talk about that tomorrow because it is important. But if you're not doing it and feeling safe and feeling good and working with your body and understanding that the mind-body healing is even more important than the physical healing, because the attitude and the way we feel in our body and our nervous system is more important than anything that you could do, even the #1 video I'm going to do tomorrow about healing toxicity. So I really need you to understand this, because we're creatures of, we like results. We like to do something and see the results. And mind-body healing is just not that way, right? It's airy-fairy. It's like, yeah, that's nice, I'm sure, yeah, great, I need to feel safe. But you must take this to heart, okay? Because we have to find ways to incorporate mind-body healing, to feel our emotions, to sit with our emotions, to sense our feelings, our subconscious mind, the things that we're holding on to, the patterns that are bad for us, right? The things that we're reliving that are actually keeping us sick. And that's more important than, have you ever walked into a functional medicine doctor's office or a naturopath's office or anyone like that? Because I have done this countless times, and sat down and been like, I tried this diet, I have a list of these 100 things that I've done, and I've gone this and I've tried this, and these are all the things I'm doing now. I'm doing 50 things a day right now. You know, like, aren't you exhausted just hearing that? Right? My nervous system was so keyed up and I couldn't see it. I was just like doing everything I could to heal myself. I'm like, the more the better. The more I do, the harder I try, the better off I am, right? The problem with it is that's not really healing. Sure, success and driving towards a goal is like a way to get there. But when it comes to healing, it's very counterintuitive, because the way we actually heal is by feeling safe and loved and accepted and okay right where we are. And we need to settle our nervous system down, and we need to be allowed to have this like rest and digest healing energy to come into our lives. And when we're driving ourselves, we can't do it. So stress is the absolute number one reason that you are still sick and staying sick. So watch my video yesterday, rewatch this video today, and tomorrow hopefully we will talk about toxicity and some of the physical things that you can do to make your body not so toxic, because it is important to get out all those environmental toxins that we live with every day out of your body. But it is not so important at the cost of you feeling calm, feeling safe, doing it in a loving way. That is the most important question to ask yourself anytime you embark on a new protocol, a new supplement, a new diet, a new healing regimen of any kind, a new therapist, whoever it is. Does this make me feel safe? Am I doing this with love? Do I believe in this? Does that little voice inside of me believe in this? Does it make me feel good? Do I believe it's going to heal me? Am I happy to do it? Is it okay if I miss a day? Can I do this without driving myself? Right? These are the questions we need to ask before we embark on any healing protocol, because it's the most important thing. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.